They wrote him off, but he ain't right back, though. Now they got to write him a check. Again, Geno Smith was just traded to the Jets from the Raiders in a late-round pick swap involving 6th and 7th-round picks. Frankie Vittorini from Gangs All Here podcast and U Stadium is on to talk all things Geno. Let's go. Hey, second time's a charm here, Frankie. Let's get straight into this, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the trade in terms of what they gave up, and thumbs up or thumbs down on Geno as your potential starter again.
Well, I have two thumbs in this, right?
Yep.
Thumbs down.
Two thumbs down on it. Why, my man? Why, bro? Start with the trade. They gave up a 6th and a 7th. That's not much.
Yeah, the trade's okay.
Let's start with that one.
Let's
start that one. Trade's fine.
Well, they flipped. So we gave them a 6th. They gave us their 7th,
okay.
Which is fine. That's fine with me. Although I'd rather not do that for Geno Smith, but we're really not paying him anything. So more than what his contract is. We're not extending him. The issue here with Geno Smith is, guys, this is like putting lipstick on a pig. I mean, this is what it is. It's the Jets trying to sell us something, trying to convince us that, Geno Smith in 2024 had over 4,000 yards, and he's going to be able to give us play at the quarterback position with Frank Reich that we haven't seen in years. He's better than Justin Fields. That's all true and fine. That's not what this team needs. Again, I stated yesterday, and I was fine with how free agency went day one, and I'm good with what Muji's been doing this offseason. The Jets needed to find a quarterback that was a little bit of an unknown, somebody that could maybe flash a bit, take a shot, roll the dice. This is so conservative to me. It's just a conservative move. A lot of Jet fans aren't happy with this move. Do I think Geno Smith's a bad quarterback? No. Do I think he makes sense here? No, I don't. That's the problem. Take a swing. That's why I was all into a Tyson Bagent, or even if you wanted to bring in Marcus Mariota or somebody that maybe has something in the tank there that could flash and offer some excitement or some real difference at the quarterback position. You know what you're going to get with Geno Smith. But I'll say this, if you want the first overall pick like the Raiders have, maybe Geno Smith's the right guy for the job there because he just did it, last season. So.
Oh, man. All right, so now that Geno is back in Florham Park, do you still feel like the Jets take a quarterback within the first 2 rounds of this year's draft?
That's a great question, man. That is the $1 million question. Are they going to take one at 2? No. Are they going to take one at 16? I don't think so. But if our boy, Ty Simpson, and I won the bet this time because I brought him up first. Ty Simpson's there, Brandon, at 33 or 44. I don't think the Jets are going to pass up on Ty Simpson if he's there at 33 or 44. Now, I don't think he'll be there at 33 or 44. I don't. I think he'll be a first-round pick, but I think the Jets are looking at quarterback at some point, obviously. I think, you can't put all your eggs in the 2027 quarterback class basket. I don't think that's the smartest thing in the world to do. You know how things can change on a year-to-year basis. Now that class looks as stacked as you're going to get. I mean, I could roll off 12, 14 guys next year that I think I'd rather draft than maybe Ty Simpson this year, honestly, just in terms of upside and here and prototype and what I'm looking for the Jets. But I don't know, to answer that question, Brandon. I think they'll look at it. If Ty Simpson's there in the second round, they will draft Ty Simpson. But are the Jets going to do it at 16? I don't think so. But it's not the craziest thing in the world.
We saw how Breece Hall responded with his tweet when the Jets signed all those defensive guys on the first day of legal tampering. Now, if you're Garrett Wilson, what are you tweeting out now that they've traded for Geno Smith?
Well, listen, man, to be completely fair to Geno Smith, honestly, based on the quarterbacks that we've had here in the last 5 to 10 years outside of Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Geno's right up there in terms of value, or in terms of a quarterback that can get the ball out and throw for over 3,000 yards. I mean, he's done it the last 4 years in a row. And as I said, in 24, he threw for over 4,300 yards at a 70% completion percentage in Seattle. I mean, that was a big year. So listen, Garrett Wilson wanted Justin Fields. Apparently, this guy's going to be a lot better at getting you the football than Justin Fields. So I don't think this is going to really hurt Garrett Wilson's value. It probably might even help his value a bit. I just wanted somebody that, as a leader and as somebody that I think the team needs and makes it somewhat of a pleasure to watch the team on Sunday. We're kind of like rolling back a mistake that we already had made. And Brandon, the funny thing with Geno Smith is, I loved him coming out of West Virginia. I was a big fan. I thought he should have been the first overall pick potentially in that draft. I was ecstatic when we drafted him. It feels stale. It does. It's like a stale move. But from Garrett's perspective, he'll be just fine. What do you think of the move, by the way?
I mean, I like it. I mean, in terms of what's there, we talked to Costello yesterday during the live show when we had it. He was like, there's no way a Kyler Murray is going to come here because, this is that place where if you're a quarterback trying to jumpstart your career, you're not going to go to the Jets. Geno's already jump-started his career somewhere else. I think for him, he just needed a landing spot. This is a place where he's familiar with, and I believe that where he would have the most value at. Anywhere else, he's not going to be a starter. He'd just be a guy that, you bring in. But he's like the Russell Wilson of last year. Russ, I'm going to bring you in, but we're going to draft a Jackson Dart to take your job immediately or as soon as we feel as though this kid is ready. So yeah. I think Geno could hold off whichever quarterback that they bring in. If they draft a young guy, you could hold them off by playing well. But it's inevitable if they take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds, you're a place gap guy until that quarterback picks up the system and shows that he can take over a Frank Reich offense. So, I mean, it's for the right now. And then you think about it, when you need to get weapons outside of Garrett Wilson. How are you supposed to bring in a potential Romeo Doubs or a Deebo Samuel or one of these receivers and you have no quarterback to kind of sell to those guys? At least with the Geno, you've got a vet put in place to where you could be like, all right, if I get Seattle Seahawks Geno, I'm going to get the rock. We're going to make some moves. But if I get Vegas Geno, same old Jets. So that's
you know what? You said that perfectly. That was the probably out of any explanation I could have thought of that made me a little bit excited about the move to a degree is the last point you made. He would be best, Geno, for our situation looking at that second receiver coming. And that's via the draft too, Brandon. I mean, we're going to do our mock draft in a couple days, 4.0. If you want Jordan Tyson, and the more mocks I do, one of those 2 receivers, Tyson or Lemon's usually there at 16. Even Sadiq is potentially going to be there at 16. I'm not saying that's the move, but you never know. He's looked at as more of a weapon than a tight end anyway. You're better off with Geno Smith than most other guys. I just hope I just hope that room is not just, we got to sit there for a year and watch Geno Smith play quarterback and like they're just telling us it's 2027, which honestly is probably the most rational way to go about this. But how long are we going to just watch meaningless football? You know what I mean, man?
At least you're basically saying at least bring in some competition, make them fight it out.
Yeah, somebody that could pop, man.
Yep. So we'll see, man. All right, man. Appreciate you chopping on, Frankie.
Appreciate you, Brandon. Thanks, man.